So just one second. Anish is not here. Anyways, yeah. So the scalars you're taking is q. Okay. Now the question is how big. Okay. Before that, let me mention one more thing. Okay. Let's say v1, v2, v3 till vn. Okay. Generate v over q. Okay. What does it mean? It means that any vector v in v, okay, any vector v in v is written a bit like this. Some rational number times v1, some rational number times v2, and so on, right?
Q1, V1.
Yeah. So I'm just writing q itself. I'm not, yeah, even it's going more abuse of notation, but yeah. Okay. So every element in v will look like this. Okay. Now, so there is a result in analysis that, I mean, in set theory that says that the rational numbers q is countable. Okay.
Hmm.
Basically, you can count q. What do I mean? It means that the rational numbers can be listed.
Yeah.
Rational numbers can be listed. Now, this is not hard to show, but we just assuming this result for the time being. Okay, basically q is kind of, size of q is kind of less than n cross n. Okay, and so on. So there are some details there. Okay, what does size of infinite set mean and so on? I will define them, maybe not now. Okay, we don't want to do them now, but the point is that q has a certain size. Q is in bijection with n only. There can be, you can find a bijective function from q to n. It is not by any means hard, not very hard, but anyways, like, finding the bijection is hard, but proving that there is a bijection is not hard. Okay, so anyways, all that is fine. Now you see, the point is this: if any vector can be generated by using this n things and just using q, then how big can capital B be? That is a question. Okay, what can be the size of capital V? Will it be countable? Okay, let's see. So if you're going to take these kind of elements, then you see the first coordinate can only generate countably many things, right? That makes sense, right? Because this is one vector and you are taking countable combination, like all multiplication of it with rationals, right? So you can get countably many things. So you can count it, you can list it, and then you can list this also, and similarly you can list this also, and all in between. So if you can list, so if this is a list, this is a list, and this is a list, then you can smartly merge these lists, and you can in fact show that there are only countably many vectors. So v, capital V is countable set. Okay, countable set. That's what we are kind of getting. Okay, so size of v would be same as q in some sense. There will be a bijection. Okay, now why am I saying all this even if you don't know much cardinal arithmetic and so on? Now my point is that the base field, the size of the base field, along with the fact that you can only take finite linear combinations, okay, says that you cannot generate too many things. Okay, you cannot generate too many things compared to what your base field is. Okay, if your base field has a certain size, and if you're taking a certain vector, if you're taking a certain generating set, then the size of the vector space you get cannot be too much. Number of elements you can generate, even this is finite, it is infinite, so it's hard to understand what size maybe is, but I'm kind of trying to say that they will be countable in some sense. Okay, so this is kind of is one way. Right now, if someone starts with a vector space which you already know is uncountable, or whose cardinality is bigger than, what is much bigger than, let's say q, let's say r, so cardinality of r is bigger than q, again that's something that can be proved. Okay, then you can, then so if you are taking r over q, then certainly finitely many vectors can never be used to generate it. This cannot be finite limit. So you cannot find a finite subset which will using which you can get all real numbers. So you get my point. Does everybody understand this point, right? You cannot take finitely many things from R and take linear combinations with Q and hope to get R itself. Because if you take finitely many real numbers and take rational combinations, eventually what set you will get will also be countable. So this is like application of cardinal arithmetic techniques. I mean, this is a very lame example in some sense. In fact, you will need uncountable number of numbers to generate R over Q, not even countable. Forget about finite. Okay, that I can discuss after we do some cardinal arithmetic. That has to be a special topic in infinite dimensional vector spaces, which I won't should not do right. Means at least before we do some more finite dimensional vector space theory. Okay, so size techniques, cardinal arithmetic technique techniques to say that this vector space, it cannot be finite dimensional, cannot be countable dimensional, and so on. Is that okay for everyone? Okay, so any questions? Because I think I said a mouthful. I said quite a lot of things. So I'm if anyone has any questions, please ask. Okay, no questions. Okay, cool. Or someone, if someone is totally lost, then also they can say. Okay, hopefully not. Yeah. So this was the consequence of this definition of finite linear combinations. Okay, now if let's say for an just for one moment that if we allowed infinite linear combinations in some theory, so there are many theories where actually this is done. Okay, linear combinations. Okay, now see, this doesn't make sense because firstly, what does this thing even mean, right? What does adding infinitely many vectors even mean? Doesn't make much sense, right? You could try to make sense of it if these vectors were real numbers, then you could try to think of convergence and maybe give a meaning in terms of limits. Otherwise, they don't make much sense. This is just a symbol, right? Just dot 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 is actually a symbol. There is no interpretation for it using more primitive things, right? So it's more almost like a symbol. But then this kind of symbolic writing turns out to be very useful. Okay, where it can be useful in generating functions. We do this in LP spaces, but there's some sense of convergence, even though it's topological, not topological images. Theoretically, it is not like actual metric convergence. Okay, so it is done. This kind of things are given meaning. That's why for the moment, let us not, if we don't brood over this thing, that what meaning does it have, and let's just assume that it's allowed. Okay, symbolically, because generating functions are so useful in combinatorics that only combinatorics people will know. In the sense that we appreciate its importance a lot. So the point is this: what are the consequences? Let's see one consequence. So if infinite linear combinations are allowed, then this happens. If you one consequence is this: if you take R multiplied with itself finitely infinitely many times, but in this way, like it's a countable multiplication. I don't even want to get into what is multiplying uncountably many times. That's where that have to interpret in a different way. If this is happens, okay, and if this is allowed, so in this world, in fact, these vectors will generate everything. Then this will become a generating set. So things are going to change a lot. So what we were suggesting initially was not working because we were taking finite linear combinations. And that's why discussing this fact that linear combinations have to be finite and the distinction and what different theories both could lead if you go in different directions is important. Because if it's asked, if it's a question, then this is not true. But if you allow infinite linear combinations, then this is true. Then this does generate this. Anybody has problem seeing that, then we can discuss it. Yeah, anyone wants yeah, okay, it's quite clear, right? Because if you take any infinite if you just take any sequence, that's what basically elements of this are. If you take any sequence, then this sequence can be generated like this, right? Because now we are allowed to take infinite linear combinations. Okay, these are also called Schroeder bases or something, Schroeder bases, I think. But anyways, the exact term I don't know, and so on, right? In this way, since you are infinite linear combinations allowed, you can do it. Okay, so if infinite linear combinations are allowed, then a lot of things change, and the theory, changes drastically. Okay, so so then why don't we study infinite linear combinations too much? Because of the problem that this doesn't have much meaning. Adding infinitely many vectors doesn't have much meaning. So usually infinite linear combinations and infinite dimensional spaces, though these two are different things, are studied in places where infinite sums like this can be given meaning. So there we would want our vector space to have some topological characteristics also, or some measure theoretic characteristics also. That's why this is studied usually in subject called functional analysis. Okay, which I do not know much about. Okay, I know a bit, but not enough to, yeah, maybe, hopefully I'll learn someday. Yeah. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, is it okay then? Okay, are we moving forward then? Yeah. So this was kind of a detour, okay, into infinite linear combinations. Then let me see what I want to discuss next. Yeah, so there were some other interesting questions which I had given.